Hello everyone, this is artist Ruth Douthit, and I'm finishing up my horse drawing, but I wanted to pause and record a quick video because a viewer asked me what kind of pencils I use. So I thought I would take a moment to just explain. I try not to spend too much money on art supplies, mostly because I give away my art, and so you can see the issue there. If I were to spend a lot of money on art supplies, then I would no longer be able to give away my art. Now, commissioned pieces, I do tend to use the more expensive paper, but for my projects that I just do for myself or for friends, I just use regular paper. This is just regular drawing paper here. These are my favorite pencils that I use. They are the number 2 lead pencils that you can find at any school in America. They are cheap, and I find that the number 2 lead, because they're so soft, they work nicely. But if I need more of a value for my pencils, then I use these Prismacolor turquoise. These are some of my favorites. I've been using them probably since I went to art school and college back in the 80s. Yes, I'm that old. These are 2Bs, and I go all the way up to 9B, B being the soft leads. The H numbers are the harder leads, and I usually stay within the 4H or 2H, but I prefer 2B, 4B, and then on up from there. These are the sketch pencils that I really like to use because you can wet them and they can turn into watercolor, so they're really nice for sketches. Kind of experimental work too. And I like to use the moldable erasers that you can clean and change into any kind of shape that you want, because with drawing I like to actually draw with the eraser here, so you can see you can do strokes here with the eraser. The gum eraser is nice because it's pliable and self-cleaning. Once it gets a little bit harder too, it's a little bit easier. Once it dries out, it's a little bit easier to form into different shapes that you might need for different purposes. Here. So these are some of the drawing supplies that I like to use for such a drawing as this. This is mostly graphite, but I have also used black Prismacolor colored pencil to get the darkest darks. That helps nicely. And I use the eraser to work on the lightest lights for a nice contrast. Okay, I hope that answers your question, and please let me know if you have any more questions. This question came from a former student, Lainey. Thank you, Lainey, for the question. And keep drawing, and make sure you post some of your work. I'd like to see your work. Thanks.